It's time now for the Giants Sports Talk Live Morning Report.
And a good morning, top of the morning. And my dad would say, Lou, to you and yours. Lou's got himself a coffee. I haven't even gotten that far yet. The sun is just barely over the horizon here. It is early morning for me in a, hard to believe. Most people think it's summer, Lou. It's like a winter day in Winnipeg today, man. It is cold. It is dark. We had forest fires one week. We got snow the next. It's crazy up here. And speaking of crazy, Lou, let's just dive right into it. The shenanigans for the San Francisco Giants in 2026 continue. They're back to the losing ways. Here we are, Lou, in, roughly week 7? Are we about 7 weeks into the season, Lou? Almost a third of the way, though. And I got to tell you, I never dreamed. I knew we were bad, but I didn't think we were this bad, Lou. And we're taking on one of the top pitchers in baseball tonight. Don't underestimate the White Sox. We got a big pitching matchup. If the Giants don't win tonight, I think it may be one hell of an ugly weekend. Lou, let's jump both feet into it. Let's talk about the Giants' woes. We're coming off the road trip. It wrapped up in Arizona. It was downright ugly, Lou.
It was bad. And, yesterday we were off, so we got to think. But then, of course, they had the interview on KMBR with Buster. And I just have a couple words to say about that. And then we'll talk more about the recent road trip. Buster's not a leader. He is completely different. He is soft. He takes no blame. This job is overwhelming him. For a guy that took a couple years off because he wanted to spend time with the family, boy, he came back and made the wrong decision. I thought KMBR actually asked good questions, but overall, I thought it was very pathetic. I have no help. I don't believe Buster knows what he's doing. I don't believe anything about the Giants. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. So I wanted to at least bring that up on the interview that happened yesterday morning on KMBR. As for the road trip, you came up with a great thing. It's what you thought would happen happened. The Giants the whole year don't have a stopper. That cost one game. I've been saying all year, Tony V is the absolute worst manager in baseball. Probably I've seen in the last 20 years that handles the bullpen and pitching. Twice, he didn't even have the bullpen ready when he tried to take somebody out. It happened last week at home. Now this current road trip, he has no clue what he's doing. It's sort of funny and it's sad. Buster gave us a product that's bad. Tony V's overwhelmed too. So you have two products of the Giants, and then you have Manaea who doesn't know what he's doing still admitting. Giants have no future. The best thing that happened to the Giants is maybe next year they don't play. That's it. The rest of the time, I don't really care. The team's pathetic. They don't know what to do with Eldridge. The interview with Buster was like, well, we bought him up, but we also are trying to win. As Glenn, you said from one of our comrades, pick a lane. Either you bring Eldridge up to get his feet wet or send him back down for reps. It's very simple. I'm sick and tired of it. We're, like you said, we're almost 1/3 of the way in. I think it's 60 games. We're 10 games below 500. By July 4th, it's going to be 20 because I don't see a future. I look out the window this morning and it's dark. It's cold. That's how I feel about the Giants. I don't see anything. I don't know if they can make a drastic move to change, but they are going down, and it's going to get worse before it gets better, Glenn. As for
that interview, I caught it live yesterday on KMBR. Yeah. I heard it was replayed several times. That's what they thought of the total package from start to finish. I thought Murph did a great job yesterday handling the duties.
You would never see that with Susan or Alex. They would never ask that question.
Legitimate questions, though, Lou. No,
the fans want to know.
And I thought for the first time in a long time, I think KMBR stepping up to the plate. They may be the affiliate station. They may be paid. They've paid for the rights. I think when you pay for your rights, Lou, that gives you the right to call a spade a spade. And I'll tell you what, they did a great job of that interview. KMBR did a great job in the interview. Now, the interviewee, I thought he sounded defeated. I thought he was trying to make even more excuses, Lou. But anyway, let's leave that in the past. As for this Giant team, I agree. I said to you on the show the other night something to the effect of the Giants can't compete. And Lou, I said the other night, you want to compete against the Padres. You're going to take your wins and your losses. And you just want to compete. Then the teams like Chicago, Miami, who else do you want to throw in there? Maybe Tampa if you want to. Well, these are all up-and-coming teams, though. It's hard to say.
I mean, Tampa leads the AL East.
These are the teams on paper you go, well, we can beat them. Well, we don't have a shot in hell of beating the upper echelon, and we can't even compete or play with these other teams. Like, look at Arizona. They dispatched us quickly, Lou. One game was over before there was an out recorded. So, I mean, come on, Lou. Game one was a rough one. And that's why I feel like tonight, we're going to get to it in a second, but the pitching matchup tonight, we got Trevor McDonald going. He should be your everyday starter. You know what I mean by everyday. He should be in that starting rotation. I don't know what they're doing, Lou. They say they want to get better, but to the layman like you and I, the fan, the guys who do a show like this, we look at it and I'm like, are you guys blind? I mean, why isn't McDonald? They should already have called a press conference, said, we're going in this direction. McDonald will take over the duties. He's going to be our number 3 starter, our number 4 starter, wherever you want to place him in the lineup, Lou. But what holds the Giants back? Why are they so negligent when it comes to change, progression?
I think that really comes from probably Larry Bear down. They're too scared. They're worried. To tell you the truth, sometimes I think they don't treat the Giants like a ball team. I know it's a business, but they almost treat it like a hotel. They're trying to bring it back the way it was, and they don't want to change anything because then people won't come in and say, "Oh, it's not the same." The Giants, like with the ballpark when it first opened, it was new, it was refreshing. A lot of businesses, they were known for their garlic fries. It was something new. Right now, it's not like that. They don't want to make a change, and they better get worried because as I see you're wearing the purple of the Valkyries, let me tell you something. The Valkyries are an exciting team. They're a block down. And before you know it, if you have a decision, do I want to pay $100 to see the Giants or do I want to see $100 to see the Valkyries? They're a mile apart. I'd probably go to Chase. It's a better product. It's more exciting. And the worst thing about it with the Giants doing all this, doing the yo-yo effect, they're becoming boring. They're not the Oracle is not becoming a destination, whereas Chase is. And I think what's happening is where the Giants say, "Oh God, the White Sox are here. God, we should at least take 2 out of 3." I think the White Sox are saying, "God, we get to go on the road and we got to go against the Giants. My God, we should be able to take 2 out of 3." It's the other way, and the Giants better face reality. That's the way it is. And you bring up McDonald. The guy's been effective for 3 straight starts, and he might not even be in the rotation next week when Webb comes back. Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
No. Good call on the Valkyries, Lou. I'm aware in this one. It's a little tight. I got to stretch this one out. One of my new ones. Rockin' Valhalla over at Chase Center, affectionately known as Valhalla to us fans of the Valkyrie. Last night on the road at New York, Lou. I mean, that's a tough city to play in. Good ball club, too.
Yeah.
Valkyries won it by 17, Lou.
Wow.
80 I think it was 80. What was it? No, they won by 17, 87 to
Wasn't
70.
New York in the, I'm not sure if it would be the WNBA finals last year. I mean, they were
against the Minnesota Lynx last year, and they won the champion. They were the champions of the league. So here we are, the Valkyries, Lou. I'm cheering on a winner, Lou, like I used to say to Greg over at his channel. I'm cheering on a winner. And it certainly isn't the Giants right now. I think tonight's pitching matchup we're going up. What's that pitcher's name, Lou, off the top of your head? What's the pitcher we're facing tonight?
Martin.
Yeah.
6-1 with an ERA of 1.61. Davis Martin.
All right, let's hear from our sponsor. We'll break down everything in baseball today. Lou, it could be a weekend of plenty of this.
Ready? Fire it.
Here we go.
Oh,
Ha!
Lord have mercy.
Okay.
She fell. Ha-ha.
Ruby, you all right?
Get her up. Get her up.
Tommy's, that is Tommy's, 5929 Gary Boulevard. Visit them, support them. You will be glad that you did. Major League Baseball schedule coming up today. Lou, we were going to break down the Friday games. Here they are for you. It's Houston at Chicago, Lou. Arrighetti up against Talon. That one is one of those Apple TV productions, and surprising, they're doing a doubleheader, Lou. So they've got a game at 1:20 on Apple, and then are we that far into the season already? They're already doing doubleheaders. Detroit at Baltimore tonight, also an Apple TV production. So they're going East Coast, they're going West Coast. I don't know what they're doing over there in Apple, but it just shows you how far along we're getting into the season, because you'll see more of that. Fox doing weekend games, Apple doing the doubleheader. Let's see what else we got on there that is of interest. Cleveland and Philly might be a nice game. Gavin Williams and Christopher Sanchez. Lou, let's take a look at some of these games. That one, for instance, Philadelphia. Everybody in Philadelphia, oh, the Phillies, you just can't win. Lou, this team's back. This team's competing. They changed their manager, and poof, all of a sudden they're right back. And do you feel like the Giants can do what the Phillies are doing, Lou?
Well, new manager, and 15-5 in their last 20, and they're in second place, and they're only a couple games out. Yeah, I think sometimes when you have a manager where it's getting stale or he doesn't know what he's doing, put somebody that's actually done it, But I think the difference between the Giants and Philly is Philly has the talent that can come through.
That's it.
The Giants just don't.
That's it. I had a feeling a little bit, they were so hard on the Mets. I said, the Mets, I didn't think the Mets were that bad. Certainly said the Philadelphia Phillies are just in a funk. That'll change. I mean, it's a long baseball season, but like you say, we've broken it down time and time again, night after night. The Giants just don't have the resiliency to compete night after night. They just don't have the horses, Lou, in the race. And you got to. Elsewhere, Major League Baseball, St. Louis, Cincinnati, Kyle Leahy up against Chris Paddock. Tampa, New York. I always like when that might be the most exciting division in baseball to me, Lou, is that American League Eastern Division. You got Tampa, New York tonight. Nick Martinez up against Garrett Cole. And, when you throw in the Blue Jays and the Red Sox in the mix, it's always a great division if you want to watch some good baseball, Lou.
And people forget, Tampa Bay been on top for 7 days. They lead by 3 games over the Yankees. So, here's a chance for the Yankees to actually try to do it. But Tampa Bay is sort of like what we talked about Miami Marlins, but a couple more years ahead of schedule and great pitching.
Yeah, like I say earlier in this broadcast, this morning show, Tampa Bay, you really can't throw around the teams you would say were the weak sisters. And again, I throw out the names all the time of Chicago White Sox and Tampa and Miami and Colorado Rockies. Lou, all of a sudden you start the conversation with San Francisco Giants. They're the weak sisters. This is what we've become, Lou. Pittsburgh and Toronto. There's another American League Eastern Division team. They're playing at home. The Blue Jays hosting Pittsburgh with Kevin. Oh, Jesus! What we do for a little Kevin Gausman right now up against Bubba Chandler. That is an interleague game, but it really doesn't matter anymore. Interleague, interschmeed. It used to mean something to me, and now it's just every time you turn around, there's interleague games. It doesn't matter. Minnesota at Boston. The Red Sox still trying to turn their season around. Let's see. The Mets, I told you they're bouncing back, and they got one of their big acquisitions. They paid for him. Freddie Peralta up against Yuri Perez today, and Perez is no slouch. That may be one of the best games in the National League today. The Mets and the Miami Marlins, Lou.
Yep. Good call. And Miami at home is a different team, too. I mean, they hit the ball, so, the Mets are going to have to score. Let me put it that way, as best they can.
I mentioned earlier Detroit, Baltimore, Flaherty and Bassett. That is another Apple TV game. Lou, I'll tell you what. Usually we spend more time. When Eric's in, sometimes they'll break down all the. Lou, I don't really care about the pitching matchups because I'm a Giant fan. Maybe the teams that we're battling against, they're more important as far as the games. I just want to blow through these. You got Washington and Atlanta. You know what the Braves are doing this season, Lou. Dodgers and Milwaukee. I don't care what people say. Again, Dodgers, oh my God, the Dodgers go on a 3-game losing streak. Who the hell cares? Come October, they're going to be there, Lou. It doesn't matter. They've got the horses. They're in Milwaukee. Seattle and Kansas City, always, Lou. Did you know, Lou, it's always a great day for baseball in Kansas City, they tell me. When
I
Logan.
know. Does Kansas City ever play on the road anymore? It seems like they're on the longest homestand ever.
I know, with Noah Cameron pitching for the hometown team today, too, up against Gilbert. Texas and L.A. against the Angels, a flippity-flop kind of team. The Angels look good one day and pathetic the next. The A's, Lou, I'll tell you, the A's could they're running a blueprint the San Francisco Giants could take a close and a hard look at, Lou. They went young. They have to you have to suffer, Lou. The problem I'm sensing is San Francisco Giant fans, many of them you and I know firsthand, they're not prepared to suffer. We already are, in fact, in my opinion. But
Yeah, I
you
agree.
got to take your lumps, and you're going to have to suffer to see that light at the end of the tunnel. To be competitive. That's why I say you got to blow it up. But no, just keep sticking Band-Aids. I think the A's have done the right thing. They're competitive, Lou. They're taking on the Padres tonight with Jeffrey Springs up against Walker Buehler. And that game's at one of my favorite parks, Petco. Colorado, Arizona, battle of the National League West. There's my guy, Tomoyuki Sugano, up against Michael Soroka. Don't underestimate Colorado. And Arizona, they're coming around, Lou. They're bouncing back. And, of course, we all know what they just did to the San Francisco Giants. All right, Lou, the game of the day for us.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying you asked what Arizona did. Sweep. Hey, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Don't leave anything around. Sweep. Thank you. We'll see you in a couple of weeks at your place. We'll do the same.
He might not be far off, Lou.
Yeah.
The White Sox in San Francisco, we've already talked a little bit about it. You say this Davis Martin, he's quietly, in my opinion, Lou, putting together a 6-1 season. His campaign, man. The White Sox, this is why the old guard, the teams that I always mention, the weak sisters, the old guard. Chicago's actually got pitching, and we don't, Lou. Big difference when you're trying to compete.
Yeah, one of the things I said last year is the Chicago White Sox, in their AAA, when they have prospects, they're actually prospects, unlike us with Eldridge, where we've been hearing for 3 years the guy's going to be a star. They had the number 1, 2, 4, and 5 in ERAs. Guys that literally came up a little bit pitching, but they said, hey, 2026 is our year. Okay?
Yeah.
People go, oh, dude, you're talking about the White Sox. Has anyone looked at their record? Okay? They're 10 games better than us. That's all I want to say. Okay? They're better than us in every which way. And when they pick up their free agents, they said, listen, we're young, so let's take a chance on someone that can be productive. And they actually have your buddy, the American League home run leader, who will say, Oracle Park, that small place, I'd love to come as a visitor and hit about 2 or 3 out. And, like I said, the picture they have, I just wanted to read what the Giants are up against. His last 2 road games, 7 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 10 strikeouts, 6 2/3, 6 hits, 1 run, 7 strikeouts. That's his last 2 road games. His last 4 games overall, 6 innings, 7 innings, 7 innings, and he's given up 4 runs. So the Giants better have their bats ready, because I know one thing, McDonald's going to pitch good, but this could be a very unique short game, maybe 4-2. But the White Sox have better hitting than us and better pitching. So I'm not going to say I'm picking yet, but I'm just saying where the odds should go. And,
and with Trevor
McDonald.
With Trevor McDonald going to the Hill tonight, Lou, we're almost expecting him to be our savior. I mean, you're like, Trevor McDonald, well, you know what he's going to do. Do we know what he's going to do, Lou? It's early in the season. He's kind of been put under the pressure now to be our ace. I'm sorry, Lou, but I don't want to throw that term around too loosely, but we're expecting him to pitch like our ace. And he cannot afford, personally, and certainly for the franchise, to have a bad game. Yeah. So I'll tell you, this one, off the very top of the show, about 20 minutes ago, what did I say to you? I said, Davis Martin, Trevor McDonald, if we don't win this one, it could be a hell of a long weekend, Lou. And I think tonight is almost must win, in my opinion. All right, let's hear from our old pal Enrique, and we'll come back and we'll wrap it up with your tale of the tape. I want to get your prediction for it.
Hey, it's Henry for Tommy's, and we are so glad to have Giant Sports Talk Live as part of Tommy's family. We're so proud to be their major sponsor, and hey, please come to have a cocktail with us and go Giants.
Somebody's all excited, Lou, and I want to know, are the San Francisco Giants on this Friday, the 22nd of May, Lou, they going to bounce back? Are we actually going to hit one out of the park, so to speak, tonight, Lou?
Oh, my God!
Is it going to be that kind of night, Lou? All right, we've looked at the pitchers. We know how good the White Sox pitching has been. It's been a disaster for the Giants. Tail between his leg. Buster Posey may have been a great pitcher or a great catcher, Lou. But that interview yesterday, he sounds defeated. He didn't seem to have many answers. You're talking about Eldridge. He agrees. Oh, Eldridge is here, but we got to pick our spots to play because we want to win. Well, you're telling me you can't win with Eldridge is what you basically are telling me, right, Lou? All right, it's time. Tail of the tape. What do we got tonight? What do we got tonight? Opener, and how do you see the series shaping up, Lou?
Tonight, domination. Giants strike out 12 times and lose 5-2. 12 strikeouts.
Hey, who ordered the poo-poo platter?
Now, what I expected from you, what was the final score going to be, Lou?
5-2.
Lou's going 5-2.
Remember, I hit the game against Arizona at 6-3, so I'm 1 for 1. Let's see if I can come again. Come again.
4-3. 4-3.
The good guys?
The White Sox. And I think the White Sox take 2 out of 3. Another series where we come up short, Lou. And like you said earlier in the show, you mentioned motels and hotels. Like AC/DC says, hotels, motels. And the Giants make you want to cry. Going to be a lot of crying again this weekend, Lou, because the White Sox are in town. And that is it on Giant Sports Talk Live. We'll see you after the game tonight. I am on assignment.
Yeah, Glenn, have a good time. Say hello to Mom.
2 hours from now, I'll be boarding the plane. I'm heading over to see Mom and Pop. What do they say in Little House on the Prairie? My mama and my papa pa. So I'll be over there. Lou, you hold down the fort with my old pal Eric. And if it's as ugly as I think it is, better you and Eric than me. See you later, pal.
You get freedom.
Enjoy the games, boys. And for one final time, because I won't be with you for about 8, 9, 10 days now. One more time. This is how it's looking this weekend.
Ready?
Fire it.
Here we go.
Oh, my God. Lord have mercy.
Okay.
She fell. Ha ha.
Ruby, you all right?
Get her up. Get her up.
You've been watching the Giant Sports Talk Live Morning Report, a Northern Lights Entertainment production.